started laughing. So yes, I have reached out to the governor. Yeah, he's a wonderful man. My mother worked for Frank Kelly, so that's the household I grew up in. I don't know if it explains a lot or not, but she worked with Governor Granholm as well, the AG's office. Yes?
Gretchen, you have touched upon the subject of disaffection with this party by long-term Democrats. I went down to the DNC meet and greet back in February, and it was one of the most revolting things I've ever attended in 49 years in politics. Then the next week I went as a delegate to the convention and spoke at the Justice Caucus, and once again, there have been no lessons learned whatsoever from the old guard. We've got Tom Perez, the machine man. You made a mention of Betsy DeVos and charter schools. It was under Bill Clinton. We went from 1 to 1,700 federally during his administration. And my question for you, we know that there were about 85,000 people that voted everything but president. We lost the state by only 11,000. If 15% of those were Democrats, that made the difference in the election and taking the state of Michigan. So since we have a federal body that has learned no lessons and is clinging to the same anti-democratic structure and the same right-wing policies, and they're going to lean on us as a state branch if we try and break with that agenda, how do you suggest that we get back the many disaffected people like myself who did not vote for Hillary Clinton? I can tell you, for the first time in my life, I didn't vote for a Democratic candidate because we're tired of being blackmailed by the party into saying, well, we're not Donald Trump, so that's good enough. I like what I've heard from you tonight. I've checked your background. I've been in politics 49 years myself, just got 40 years life membership in the Australian Labor Party, where I've run more campaigns, had 2 radio shows, lots of media experience, so I'm pleased. But I'm very displeased with the Democratic Party organization, and unless there's some way we can seize hold of it and shake those people in the DNC who all broke the rules and none of them have been punished for breaking their own rules, how are we going to get back the disaffected?
You're asking a very important question, and I don't know that I have all the answers for you tonight, but here's what I do know. I know that people are craving real, genuine fight. We're craving to get back to our roots, not to champion, I think everything for everybody, but who are we as Democrats and who do we really stand up for? I think that's why Bernie spoke to so many people, right? That one of the lessons I do believe is that we can't take anything for granted. You can't make an assumption that the Democratic Party is going to turn out 40% of the vote and it's on the candidate to inspire 11, or that every woman's going to vote a certain way, or that every community of color or every big city is going to vote a certain way. And that's why I think it's so critical to be, half the battle is showing up, engaging with people, and actually trying to understand how do we build this platform so that people can see themselves in it. Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, about the people of this state. I'm tired of politics as usual. And someone suggested, oh, well, you're young, you're a lawyer, you could run for attorney general, wait your turn, do this. I'm like, only if you're a woman does having a better degree and more time to serve mean you should set your sights lower. I've been told that by the old guard for as long as I've been around. That's fine. But you know what? I don't accept that. We can do better. We deserve better. And that's why I'm engaged on this at this level so early. We really thought we'll file the paperwork and we'll just ramp up. We filed the paperwork and it's gone zzz. But it's a good problem to have. But I'm wondering from you, you tell me, how do we best reach out to people who are so mad at the status quo and mad at the machine? Because that's one of my biggest fears.
I think one thing we do is to start admitting our incredible mistakes in policy since Bill Clinton took office, this surge to the far right that created Donald Trump. Because instead of standing up to Reagan's far right agenda, Clinton made it bipartisan. I've told this group and others the long list of things he did, and we have never disavowed it. We're sitting here and we're running this nonsense about Russia. When I did my law degree, I majored in international human rights law. My teacher was legal advisor at the International Criminal Court at The Hague. And I can tell you, we have committed more war crimes, more crimes against humanity than any other country in the post-war period. We've overthrown governments all over, from Guatemala to Iran to Australia in 1975, and destroyed the world's oldest labor party in the process. For us to sit here and pretend, and as Snowden has showed, we're hacking other people's banking systems, we're hacking their electricity grids, We are the problem. We are the ones that should be having some self-examination, and instead the Democrats are saying, ooh, ooh, it's Putin. It's Russia that did it. No, it was Hillary Clinton and what those emails divulged about her and this party and its policies that did it.
Well, I think that.
Right. We have committed more war crimes and crimes against humanity than any other country. We could go country by country by country and show what we have done.
Self-hatred's not gonna win any election.
I
You're
really
right.
think that you've made some points that we need to think about. One of the things that I know we can't do is assume that we keep doing what we're doing and we're gonna get a different result.
Yeah.
You know, that we shouldn't be learning from everyone who participated in this election. You know, if we had left it up to the millennial generation, we'd have had a very different result on election night. You know, that there are lessons to be learned, but it's really about trying to get back to why did we become Democrats in the first place? You know, to give voice for you know, the average working person, the average family, the woman who's struggling to raise kids on her own, the kids that she's trying to raise.
The Great Society and the New Deal, which we repudiated from Clinton onward.
Yeah. So I think you make some valid points. Yeah. Yes.
As like the representative, one of the few representatives of the millennial generation that seems to be in the room. I go to Wayne State. I'm a college student. I'm here on spring break. I know a lot of my classmates said they didn't vote in the federal election because it's very hard to get an absentee ballot. Or I have friends that go to college in California, still have residency in Michigan, and they couldn't go back to the office to explain why they need an absentee ballot. So, and the youth vote, we're really kind of ignored. We generally lean Democratic, so that's threatening to some people. And so I was wondering if you were going to do any comprehensive